My boy Lucas making us cry, dude. I did trauma reversal. The individual called their father they haven't spoke to in years.
It's like the waterworks out there, huh?
Bro.
We don't have friends around us that we can just kind of network. God says life's done better with other people. I really believe that.
When you ask all three of us, what was the 5% we tolerated? All three of us said the same thing. Tech.
That's the topic, baby. Welcome, beautiful people. Aiden Smith with the Paint Your Path podcast, calling out to all painting contractors and entrepreneurs and home service, man. I think home service can get a lot of this just in general, especially today's podcast. I'm joined by Mr. Joel Mercado.
What up, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Had an amazing weekend, but I know you had an event and I needed to hear about it, bro. I need to. I was jealous.
Dude, it was wild, man. Like, honestly, I can't wait till you guys hear the testimonials that were recorded. Like, we had people crying, like transformation crying. Like, I did live hypnosis in front of everybody. We did trauma reversal. We like literally after the trauma reversal, the individual called their father they haven't spoke to in years. Like, dude, like just things that people were not expecting. I was just feeling the room and changing it based off what I was feeling. And it was magical, man. The speakers were amazing. We had Charlie Rocket talking about dreaming again and imagination and the importance of never losing your imagination and dreaming, and giving us his testimony of how things keep changing in his life and how he manifested and, you know, how great God is. Dude, we even had like Lucas Lucas, bro. Lucas, my boy Lucas making us cry, dude. Like just talking about his story. And I thought he was going to talk about Facebook ads. But like, that's just the power of the room when people are just feeling what they're feeling and just talking about what shifted in their lives. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know me, it's all about mindset. And we did cover office. We covered all 5 pillars. We covered production, sales, and stuff like that. But dude, everything that everyone was taking away was just like, hey, they just kept saying the mindset that they took away from it and the immediate shifts they needed to take, the actions they needed to take to be better with self was the most biggest takeaway. And they said it was like no other event they've ever been to, which is shocked. Like I was just like, wow, it's awesome. That's beautiful. So, you know, they brought it, man. And I had a lot of great speakers. We had Daniel Honan, profitable painters, taxes. Dude, like from November, seeing him speak in November to speaking at this event, like literally just, it was amazing on the like just, bro, I'm telling you, everybody brought it. Katie from Tech Brush came in. She talked about her office and her systems. I had Ryan Pettis talk about office training and our automations and how it would help your systems. I had people there that weren't even dude, it was amazing.
I loved it, man. You guys did good. Like even from the outside looking in, just looked like the culmination of everything you've been doing.
Yeah.
Over the last few years. And man, like, you know, obviously a lot of those guys who are in their room have been with you, following you, right? Like, and seeing it come, you know, it's just the further cementing that what you're talking about works, you know?
Correct.
I mean, how many high level guys have you rose from the bottom, you know?
Bro, 100%. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
And then a lot of people, the Charlie Rocket, I think his topic was, I don't know exactly what it was, but like a lot of people were posting about it. It was like a book they were with.
Yeah. So he created a book called The Winning Streak Effect.
Winning Streak. That's what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people were posting that.
Dude, he's been talking about the winning streak for a decade now. Right. And the cool part is he was discussing how he doesn't like that you have to write the book to then finally get the book at the end and what it should feel like and look like. So he did the reverse. Right. He actually had someone redo a book, rebind it to the book that he wanted it to be while he's writing the book so he can manifest the book to be done. Like,
wow.
Yeah, dude, it was
different level thinking, right?
100%, man. And then we had Big Dan. Big Dan just brought it home, talking about pressure and changing and shifting and being a better father. Like, dude, the fathers in the room were just like, I better call my children right now. I better call my spouse.
Like the waterworks out there, huh?
Bro.
Wow.
It got people really second guessing life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then coming to clarity of life. And the first opening I did was identity. How to identify yourself and how to map yourself to understand who you become daily to find that future self.
Yeah.
And that's how I opened up the whole event. It was crazy, bro. It was amazing.
Unbelievable. Guys, if you want to check it out, go to the post, go to the socials, right? Yeah. Joel put it all over and with, as he should. I don't know. Is there anywhere else anybody can like get snippets or a replay, anything like that? Just want to double check.
Yeah. So we're going to release a recap. We'll probably release a couple pieces. We're doing on the CEO dinner, we did a panel for 2.5 hours. This is where dude, the people were feeding us. We were feeding back. Right. So I had Charlie, me, and Dan, and people would come up with the mic. So we are going to release that to the public, like a podcast style. So you guys will actually get to hear the questions that were asked to us and then how we answered those specific questions. We were ripping for like 2.5 hours. It was crazy.
That's just free, or how's that work?
Yeah, I'm just gonna release it on my YouTube channel.
Hell yeah.
And then anyone that's in my school community is going to have access to the whole thing. So we did Cliff Notes, summarized the whole thing digitally. We summarized it. They're going to have access to all the digital copies, the whole 2-day event. But it'll be in the school community. So anyone that's part of our community will have access to that if they didn't get a chance to go. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Perks of being a part of it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Guys, like this is like high level stuff, right? When you get around entrepreneurs and like-minded people growing, good intentions, it's the best, man. Energy 100%. Alone, human connection nowadays is like far-fetched, right? It's like everybody's just online, remote. It's like they're creating relationships online. When you get there and you feel people, and you have those conversations, develop those relationships, man, that's what it's about. Like, God says life's done better with other people. I really believe that. That's like a big core. Even I'll get out of my element just to go and be around. And man, I think it's just good for humans to do that.
100%.
Just on a high level,
I love that you mentioned that because that's what it's about, is the human connection in life in general. It is great to build relationships online, but we should, as leaders, do the physical aspect as much as possible because it's important.
Speaking of leaders.
Yeah,
that's the topic, baby. We're continuing our painting business CEO series, guys, and we're going to be talking about leadership today. What better day after everything going on to talk about that. And before we get into that, I obviously want to shout out our sponsor, DripJobs.
DripJobs,
all-in-one CRM, guys. I'm telling you, man, this transition, bringing on sales rep, kind of just ironing out a lot of tools. Like we started doing something on a software called Airtable. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
So basically we are creating a Zapier where you can just send all the DripJobs data to Airtable. And now we have like a way we can track where everybody is in the pipeline, but in a just way, like, I just think it's an easier way for us to look at it. But I'm also using it for like my personal to-do list for my other businesses. It's like pretty sick.
Yeah, dude, I just learned Airtable. One of my content guys uses that. So I'm like in that portal and played around.
It's good, man. It's simple, but it's effective, and it integrates with like anything. It has an AI thing where you can build stuff out. I'm using Claude in there, just seeing how I can better connect everything. But you get to pull it up, and it's like, it just shows you everything you got going on. Right.
Wow. Interesting.
So that's the one thing we love about DripJobs is it integrates with so many other apps, and it is the pioneer when it comes to automations and different sequences you can do to be more effective in your painting business and home service business. So if you haven't checked it out, all-in-one CRM, not only for painters, but any home service company, DripJobs is offering 30% off for 3 months with the Path 30, PATH 30, Path 30. Go claim that and tell them we sent you.
Yes.
So, cool, man. So leadership on this one. I do want to kind of touch on something we did this weekend. So we had a couple of the Paint Pro coaches out.
Yeah, I saw that, dude. How'd that go?
Dude, it's just like same thing, right? Magical, man. Like,
yeah,
we both were kind of like, we don't have just friends around us that we can just kind of network and like talk high level stuff with, dreams and what do we got going on? And even hey, I'm going through this. You should try this. This is something I did, right? And we were just back and forth, gems, got a lot of clarity on a lot of things, right? And we all just went away from that weekend. Of course, we had a lot of fun, loads of fun, just because we love having those conversations anyway, and we hung out. But like you said, right, it's like you take it, you start to really look at things differently, and it's like, all right, cool. What's next? How do I implement? How do I get better? And, just on a short weekend too, where we were just having fun going to a park. So we had Josh, Justin come out, Miss Dave, and we had Daniel from New Era. And literally we had a guy and we just recorded the entire thing. So
awesome,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
and then another thing is we're going to be releasing soon, guys. We actually did a mini podcast.
Nice. Good.
Man. Official in-person one. I'm excited to release that.
Nice.
I think you're going to like that a lot. And we also, guys, have PaintCon, and we have a lot of events and stuff going on.
A lot going on, yes.
We got PaintCon, Contractor Excellence, Joel, and myself with the Paint Pro Coaching, our sponsors. Joel is actually a speaker. Super excited for that. I mean, we're talking basically thousands of painters going to be in the crowd where Joel can kind of be in his element, cooking up. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, man.
Out of everybody, I'm looking forward to see you cook.
I appreciate that, brother. I'm going to bring the heat this year.
Yeah, 100%. Third one, man, we're going to. Haven't missed one yet. That'll be November 18th to 22nd. So if you're interested, paintcon.ca, go get your tickets, and we'd love to see you there. I want to start off the leadership segment and podcast with a quote that I found that I really liked. Nice. And I think we can relate to it, right, as coaches, as leader of groups and men. The greatest leader is not necessarily the ones who does the greatest things. He's the one who gets the people to do the greatest things. Ronald Reagan, right?
Yes.
And I think a lot of people are confused about what leadership is, and they think that, I have to be this great leader and come up and rise to the occasion and accomplish all these amazing things. And it's like, it's actually the opposite, right?
100%.
So maybe you can just speak on that.
Yeah, it's the John C. Maxwell. You know me, I always go to him. I actually talked about this in my leadership section of the actual event. And it's the ultimate pinnacle, level 5 out of the 5 levels of leadership, even though there's 10 levels. But if you read the book, 5 Levels of Leadership, it's called Pinnacle. It's when leaders build leaders who build leaders who build leaders, right? So at that point, it's not about us. It's about the people we were able to impact to help bring the impact to the other people. And that's when you hit that ultimate level of leadership, when you're able to instill in somebody and they can transfer those skills over and over and over again into other people. And I love that you said that quote, because the reality is like, I am not the greatest at a lot of things and I don't want to, right? But if there's one thing I know that I'm great at personally, I'm saying for me, is finding the right people.
Yeah.
And then influencing them. That's it.
Yeah.
And then they're way better at a lot of things than I am. And I would prefer it that way because then I can get more done. So,
yeah, man. Like, even over this weekend, you're talking to Josh and Justin. You got to think, when I first got with them, these guys were on the tools.
Yeah.
$30K a month, just getting by. And this man, they're walking in the Coach store. Give me that. Give me this. His and hers watch.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching it, just thinking like, man, if it all ended today, I know there's 2 guys where I really made an impact, Yeah. And they ran with it, right? Like, I never want to like make it seem like I'm like the reason, but like, man, it's like, if I can continue to do that for people, and I know you feel the same way, it's like, man, that's what it's about, right? 100%. The money's going to come. Not worried about that. We're talking real impact and changing lives. That's what I do it for, man.
100%. 100%.
And, just going back to that quote, it's like you said, I'm not the greatest at a lot of things. I never had the biggest business in the world. I never, that's not where I think that I was successful. It was like, no, I was able to help other people, and get them to a certain spot and continue to do that. And by default, it helps me.
Yeah.
It's just the name of the game.
I love that. 100%.
And I've been very intentional, man, of, now that I have a little bit more of a role with leading people. Like, we just had our Paint Pro meeting with the coaches. We're having meetings every Monday. That's like our meeting day.
Yep.
I'm starting to realize that, like, I got to be on it, Not that I haven't been on it, but just the continuing of doubling down on structure and
Yes.
intention and goal setting. And if you don't have a plan for them, how are they going to drum up their own plan, right?
Facts.
How are they going to have the confidence to work with you if you don't have a clear, hey, here's what really great looks like, here's what okay looks like, and here's what not okay looks like.
Yep.
And if you can't outline that properly, people get confused, starts to be a gray area. They start to check out a little bit and start to they're not tunnel vision on the goals you set out for them. So they're kind of just looking into the distance. What's out there? Maybe Aiden's not the greatest setup to be around. Something to think about.
I love what you're saying on that, because people think, in the coaching side, they don't realize that there's still structure that needs to be within the coaching companies, right? And then being able to identify, because you got to replicate you within those other personalities, and then they have to make it their own within your structure, right? Because you're also attracting certain individuals for Josh, attracting certain individuals for Justin, right? Within the same program and foundation of Paint Pro coaching, right? So that's important. And I love who you've chosen to be a part of your team, because it says a lot about who they are. It says a lot about who you are, right? And that's super important to pay attention to as well. And I think a lot of leaders don't see that, right? Like, especially when we're coaching other companies, they don't realize their people are a reflection of who they are, right?
Exactly.
And that's why when I go, listen, my team, I'm super picky, right?
Yeah.
And like, I just saw Daniel for the first time in person at the event. I was like, damn, dude, I made a good pick. Dude's jacked, right? Like,
wait, who's Daniel?
So Daniel's my appointment setter and my sales rep.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And on camera, he looks like he's in good shape. I didn't know he was in great shape, right? He's in. He's dialed, dude, right? And, I haven't said this publicly yet, but we have Sam Creaney now, right? Part of our team. And like, dude, like, I've been coaching Sammy obviously for a long time now, and he's been on board, and now he's our head coach, right? Like, dude, like, these two guys, I've been praying for these two guys for years to have two people like that.
Yeah. I'm
currently living that right now. So I think people need to understand too, like, I've been in business for a long time, right? Like, not the coaching side, but like businesses for a very long time. This is the best squad I've ever had.
Yeah.
This is years later, but I'm also at a higher level than I've ever been. So you attract who you are, and then they become better because they have different assets they're better at than you, right? So when you guys are hearing yourselves tell this story of, hey, my guy's this, my guy's that, then you should reflect on who you're showing up as for those people, because it's a reflection of you. And what you tolerate is what's showing in your business, right? So, dude, I'll tell you real quick. This is a fun fact. I did this live on Wednesday. I learned this from Bedros, my coach that I just hired. And he learned this from a guy named Dan Sullivan. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dan Sullivan. He was coaching him at like a mastermind years and years ago. And he drew a circle, right? He drew 3 circles. Circle number 1 was hate. Circle number 2 was tolerate. And circle number 3 was love. And he said, hey, put in what you hate in your business, put what you're tolerating in your business, put what you would love in your business. You could do this in your life as well. So I did this live on my coaching program last Wednesday so that every leader can see what their teams would say about it live on the call. This is the first time I ever taught this. My team had 0 things they hated about the coaching business that they're in right now. Okay. 5% they tolerated, and 95% they love. And I questioned everybody on the call, and I was like, you would think I paid them to say that. And the funny part is when we all showed our charts, guess what mine was? 0% hate, 5% tolerate, 95% love. You don't think that's a reflection? My guys are a reflection of me. And the funny part is when you ask all 3 of us, what was the 5% we tolerated? All 3 of us said the same thing. Tech.
Right. That's so funny.
We're not techies. We just don't know tech very well. We're sales guys at heart, right? So isn't that funny? But guess what? Doing that live taught me I need to implement someone more in tech to handle that 5% immediately.
Right.
So that we now are 100% loving what we do, period. End of story, every single day. Now, is that normal? Probably not. Because I've done other businesses where it's still like 5% hate, 5% tolerate, XYZ. But I shared this because when I had my business, before I hired my guys to take over, I was at 80% hate. I was at 15% tolerate, and I was at 5% love.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went back and reflected on that exercise, I was like, dang, what shifted? What shifted was I was misaligned in my own company. And when I started becoming aligned as a leader, that hate turned into tolerate to love.
Mm.
And I want to share that live on this call because I think it's important that we have tools like this so that you guys can shift immediately. And when we were showing that live, their teams were saying 70% hate, 60% hate. Live on the call, I said, all right, guys, whatever's on that list, fix that shit right now. Today. Look at your team, get that off their plate. So here's the final phase of that real quick. It's what can we automate? What can we delegate? Or what can we eliminate? Those are the 3 actions. In order to move that hate circle out of there, you have to either automate, delegate, or eliminate. It's the only way it's going to work. So when we did that exercise, dude, everybody was like, oh my God, I need to make a shift.
It's insane.
Right,
yeah, man. I mean,
crazy.
People can apply that right now.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I said on the call.
Literally gave the exercise. That's it right there. I think that what that's gonna do is expose what bottlenecks you have.
Yes.
You know, what your team feels about what you have going on.
Yes.
Right. And then also like what we can do about it, like collectively, and give you, I think a big thing we talked about even this past weekend is clarity. You know, what does it look like? I always do this exercise. If you have your business now, let's just say you put fire or gasoline in the fire, right? It's like it's smoking and you just dump and do more of what's happening right now. Does it get worse? And what does your life look like? Right. So it's like, you know, maybe you're missing out on meetings or not doing the right things as far as like relationship with the guys. If you just had a bunch of those guys in relationships like that, what does that look like? Yeah. Right. Kind of just go to the extreme. And then how do we change that now to say, hey, eventually I will be going to the extreme and growing this thing. Right. And I'll have to get more guys like this. And it's like, what do we do now to make sure that is as good as possible as you grow?
I love that.
So having that clarity of like, all right, cool. I'm doing $1 million right now, but if I'm getting to 3 million, 5 million with the same exact everything right now, does it break? Does it shut down? What's in the way? Kind of similar, right? It's like, here's the bottlenecks we have right now to where we have to go full on because we'll never get to where we're going. And if you don't know where you're going, there's no roadmap. It's like, you're just getting up and grinding every day and you're going with the wind. And a lot of guys are doing that right now.
100%.
So we're actually, speaking of events and everything, we're planning our own Paint Pro event. It's probably going to be exclusive to our community. So we can kind of keep it in-house for the first one at least. And we're really going to go through that exercise of clarity, right?
Bro, that's going to be so huge for your community because like if they could see how you guys map it out to a T and that opens them up to understand like, boom, this is where it's at. That's huge. I think that's a big deal.
And it's not about us. It's not about what we're saying you should do as coaches. It's about what you want in your business.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like some guys are like, look, man, I want everybody to do everything for me. I want to delegate it all. I want to go fishing every day, whatever the case may be. You can build that business. You can build that roadmap. And that's what we want to do. We want to paint that path for these guys.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Right?
I do.
So we have a software built out where we use already in our coaching. And it basically is like a high level view of your business and then like a what if, right? Yep. If we changed set rate, sales close ratio, right? Ad budget. What does it do to the net profit? What does it do to your time? Who do you need to put in place to take on these leads and estimates, right? So you get to break all that down and say, hey, fast forward those 3 years, go to the extreme, blow it up. What does the business look like? What are the constraints? How do we implement stuff now ahead of time to get there? And you start to look at the investments to grow as just getting to that point rather than, it's a cost. You know what I mean?
Love that, dude. That so much value in that. And I think a lot of people don't realize what that's going to do to shift their business and their lives, right? Wow. Let's go, dude.
It's going to be good, man. It's going to be interactive. I think if you saw at the PCA, shout out to PCA, right? A lot of just big big value, big hitters.
That was
Tanner
huge
put on
this
a
year.
presentation. You were there, right? When he
Yeah.
went through like, hey, let's adjust the set rate and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Similar to that, where we're going to get guys in a room and we're going to all interactively go through it.
I love that.
So over 2 days, 3 days, we're going to really, my job is to make sure you go home with clarity and exact things you're going to do to implement in order to get to that next phase in your business.
I love that, dude. That's huge. That is huge. And how many people you think you'll have in like an event like that?
25-ish,
Bro. Good for you, man. Let's
Something
go.
like that.
You guys heard it here on Paint Your Path.
We're excited. Talking about it today, man. We're going through it. Everybody's all in, and yeah, it's going to be good. But back to kind of like leadership, right? Like a lot of it starts with you as well. The reason that you have guys now that are a little bit high level, like you said, was you have been putting in that work. You have been grinding, hiring the dietitian, right?
Yeah, I hired a nutritionist.
Yep. Right? Keeping up with your health, doing the things you need to do to stay the course, build, make relationships, put in the work to tweak your program. Like I see all your school notifications every day, every week, where I'm like, this guy's consistent.
Yeah, I ain't missing.
And then now when you do that, people start to realize this guy's not going away, right? There's a bigger play here. I can hop on the boat. Yeah. Right. And if I'm a company, a painting company specifically, or home service, do I want to work for the consistent company that's not going anywhere, that's anchored, that has a plan, that has a visionary and a leader who has a plan for me? Or am I going to go with the guy that a little bit erratic? You see him post here and there, and then he goes for a little bit. Or you see him do this, great. All of a sudden, it's just like back and forth.
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather take a little less money and work for the consistent guy than like the big, swing and have a guy that's erratic and all over the place.
I love that you say that because I think that's important for people to look at that in their painters. Like when I hear them saying, oh, they want to look for another job, I'm like, well, why would they want to look for another job?
Mm-hmm.
Are you inconsistent? Because usually that's what it is. Are you inconsistent paying them on time? Are you inconsistent giving them enough work? Right? And that goes into your responsibility as a leader to make sure. That's why we always say 4 to 6 weeks booked out, because then they don't want to look anywhere else. They're always consistent. That's our duty. That's our jobs as leaders. So
it's
love
not about you anymore either. It's like you're building this business. It is not about filling your bank account anymore.
Nope.
It's like I know a lot of guys, and myself included. I got into the painting business because I was like, dude, I can make some good money.
Yeah.
Right. And then eventually it was like, oh shit, I have this guy's rent to pay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I've just met my coworker or employee's wife. She's relying on me.
Yes.
Right.
And their children.
So it's like, dude, you have lives in your hand, and now you're going to bat every day, and there's a bigger purpose than just you and your money, And I think the quicker you realize that, and the quicker that those actions, because if you're chasing the money, I mean, we're beating a dead horse when we talk about that, right? It's like you ain't gonna get nowhere. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Quick wins in and out, it ain't gonna work. But if you're chasing legacy, bigger roles, empowering, right, helping your team get better, one of the best things I love that I get to offer is if anybody works with me, does business with me, it's in my like DNA to help them grow in any aspect they need me. Yeah. Right. Like my VAs that have been with me for the long haul, I'm pretty loyal. Like I'll keep somebody on because I know every week I'm helping them get better as well. Like if you look from day one, what they were doing to today, dude, they are like triple the worth of what they were. Right.
Wow.
Same with the people that are on your team. It's like, look, if they need help, coaching, whatever it is, like I'm the first one that's going to be there for them because they got my back. You know what I mean?
100%. That's exciting, dude. I love how you mentioned the VAs too, because I think a lot of people look at VAs in a different lens than they should. First of all, they're on your team. They're your responsibility too. Just because they live somewhere else does not mean they're worth less than. And it's imperative that you guys start to hear and see it that way, because when you treat everyone as a team, watch what happens to your business, right? And I've heard some talks, right? When people are like, oh, it's just my VA. It's not. No. I think you forget they're a very big piece and they're a very important piece of your business. huge. So
Huge.
I'm so happy to hear you saying that, like how you've helped them literally
Oh,
change
dude, I got
from day one
stories,
to
bro.
now. I'm sure you do.
Dude, I'll actually give you 2 recent ones just because I'm on the topic and I want to put it
Yeah, yeah.
out there because I'm like proud of it. It's cool. One of my VAs, she's been with me the longest, and like I never met her parents or anything like that. And I'm on the
Yeah.
Zoom, and you wouldn't think that's even a thing, right? But then I hear her or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I want to say hello or whatever. And she's like, oh, my mom loves you. I'm like, why? She's like,
Oh,
just what you did for us. And I'm
yeah,
like, oh
dude.
my gosh. She's
Oh,
like, my dad went through like a really bad thing, health wise. And the only reason I was able to like help them was because of you. And like we started getting emotional. I was like, holy crap, man. And you
wow.
don't realize that. So a lot of
Yeah.
these guys, they don't take it serious, the relationship and what's going on. And it's like you're messing with somebody's life, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
love that you said that,
people need
man.
to hear
Like,
that.
100%. Like 100%. I'm actually working on getting an EA now, finally.
Nice.
My wife's
Well
been the
needed.
EA lately, but I want to take that role
Let's
off
get
her
that
plate.
back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like, dude, I like I've thought I was busy before. I'm busier now, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, holy moly, like I need some assistance, and I'm
Mm.
super excited to fill in that role and be able to add another person to the team and be able to teach them and grow them in whatever that they need help with. So I love that you say that because that's the exciting part of building this thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I'll give
awesome.
one more. My admin for Smith and Co. She we just hopped on the call, and I've been paying her just because she's like relatively new to the role. I've been paying her a certain way.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, like, could we switch over to this platform? She's like, I'm trying to buy a house, and like if I go through this, it's gonna be
Nice.
easier and better for me. And I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Probably a little
Yeah.
bit extra costs, whatever. Let's do it. I want you to know that I have your best interest in mind, and we're growing this
100%.
thing. So it's just
100%.
like stuff like that. I really
Yeah.
want to put that out there because we recruit VAs, we place them and all that kind of stuff. And, it's important to us that you respect that process and what's going on,
100%. Shoot, I might need you to recruit me an EA, brother. We'll have to talk
We
off
can talk
the call
about
here.
Yeah. We can talk
I got
about
an
that.
interview this Friday, but I don't want to keep searching. I just need someone to say, hey, they're the right fit, and then they
Yeah,
can
man.
learn my systems. But I'm looking up something real quick for you.
Sure.
And for the audience real quick. So as we're talking, I'm going to look this up because there's something you just said to me that like resonated really well. And I don't want to like butcher the saying, but it's important to pull this up real quick.
Yeah, and I would love to also, we can definitely do that, but talk about delegation because I think big thing, man.
Yeah.
Like as a leader, right? I want to empower guys, but it's my duty to delegate.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. It's perfect. So I think it's the law of connection. Let me see here. Okay, there's a few things that it's showing here, but as a summary, it says leaders touch the heart before they ask for a hand. This principle lies on the core of servant leadership. So the law of connection says people won't follow you until they know until they know you care. You earn the right to ask for a hand, so an action, commitment, or effort by first touching their heart, which now opens up emotion and trust, right? And then he also mentions in an area, because there's another part that I was really looking for, but he says you should always reach out with your hand first as a servant leader as well, because they understand that you're reaching out to help them. You're not reaching out for them to help you, right? And I think a lot of people have that backwards. They
100%.
go, I'm in a leadership role. You work for me. You need to get this stuff done because I said so. That's poor leadership. Where you go, hey, I'm building a team so I can help serve them. And in return, it does serve me, right? But I need to serve them first, not them serve me. The results is after fact, right? Like, hey, I serve them. I show up for them. It automatically shows up for me. And people have it twisted, right? And
love that.
When you're talking about, hey, let me switch that over for their house, do you think they're going to forget that? Absolutely not. They're going to be like, dude, I've never been treated this well. I have a leader who cares probably more than me. He's constantly pushing me to my goals. He's holding me accountable to my goals. And here's the craziest part. I actually said this at the event. How often do you guys actually do goal setting for their personal goals and attach their personal goals to your business goals, right? Your business is the vehicle, but you need to be the leader that talks about their personal goals, that drives them to their personal, that feeds the business, not the reverse, right? Because if we talk about our business goals only and we forget about their personal, how do we drive towards those numbers, right? It's by utilizing the goals that they need to hit for us to teach them how to get there. It becomes a win-win situation now. And that's big.
Nothing better than that. Nothing better than that, man.
Yeah, man.
Your vision and dream has to be big enough that they can fit in it.
100%.
Right? And then when we can do that, man, everybody wins. And who wouldn't want to be on board? Right? Not everybody is like a crazy, crazy entrepreneur and want to do this and dolo and all alone. You know, like we had a guy actually this weekend, the guy that was recording everything, awesome guy. His name's Grayson. And he was like, I love being a role player. It's just what I do. I love that, man, because for me, I'm not wired that way, to be honest, right? But like when I hear that, it's like that perspective of like, man, there are people out there that I know if I set out the vision, they're going to want to hop on board, you know?
100%.
Even Josh said it. He was like, hey, man, like, of course I'm an entrepreneur and all that kind of stuff. But like, he was like, honestly, the reason I wanted to coach with you is because like I wanted to know what it felt like to be like a role player and just to be in and support something. And like I like you, I like what we're doing. It's good for me. It's good for the soul. I want to give back. This is my way of doing that. And I'm just like, man, that's what I'm talking about. You know,
I love that. Hell yeah,
it's
dude.
Cool.
That's wild. Here's a cool part. When you keep talking about entrepreneurship like that, there's intrapreneurs, right? That a lot of people don't talk about. I was one of those guys. I know it sounds weird. I would rather work for somebody else and build their vision as long as they were a great leader.
That's awesome.
I love helping like that. However, that didn't work so well for me. So I had to create my own shit.
Doing a damn good job at it too.
But like I would have been a perfect entrepreneur. I didn't need to be an owner. That was never part of my story. It was about being the
best employee there is.
Dude, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about shit, bro. Yeah. If I'm PMing a job, selling, you don't got to worry about it. I got it.
100%, dude. Yeah, man.
I want to talk quickly about delegation. It's something that, you know, I've been getting better with. I can't say I'm like, man, I just love to get in there and do it. Like, I'm like, hey, urgent. Not everybody's as fast as to it. I think as entrepreneurs, we have that, right? Where it's like, we just kind of like, hey, we're getting it done. We're putting all this energy to this right now, and we're going on next. Whereas sometimes things take a little bit longer, right? Somebody else is in the driver's seat. You have to, it's almost like a prompt for Claude and ChatGPT. How much are you setting them up for success to get the result you're looking for?
Yes.
And that's a skill that it's hard to get behind, and you have to work on that.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to remember there's just so many things to delegation. And I forget what book it is, but it speaks about not how, but who. And what a lot of people do when they fail at delegation is they go, how do I do it? Well, no. It's not how do you do it, it's who gets to do it. Right? Like, who's the person that should be doing this task for this delegation so that you can think of higher level things, depending on your position, right? So that's important to teach and understand that I always do that too now. I go, it's not me, but who?
And guess what? The better players you get in, easier it's going to be for everyone.
100%.
Simple as that. It's like you look at a painter and you're like, oh, well, I only have to pay him $22 an hour. He's affordable. You know, it's a good value. You know, it's not hitting me too hard, but it's trapping you on the tools because you got to babysit him.
Yes.
You're constantly looking over his shoulder and worrying, and things go wrong, but you're like, but he's effective. It's like, no, man, there's a cost you're losing on the back end. Pay a guy that's right, that can do it, that has the skills, and that's at every position. Sales, production management. If you want to hit $2 million, but you're going for a sales rep who you know isn't worth a $60,000, $70,000 salary, whatever it is, you might have to look somewhere else, man. And I don't mean you have to pay it that way, but you get what I'm saying. Like, worthy of a decent chunk of change.
Well, what happens is too, when you start thinking about saving money, you're creating more issues, right? Like A players, like, I don't care if someone came to me right now and said, I need to make 300 grand a year working for you, Joel. I'd be like, great, let's reverse engineer it. This is how you're going to get there based off my process. Can you do that? The answer is no. I'll show you. But this is the commission structure.
Right.
If that's what you want to make, great. I'd be more than happy to stroke you that check.
Help everybody.
Right? Like,
what are we talking about here?
Yeah. But if you're not going to take the action and the steps that's built for you to be successful, that's on you, not on me now. And I think a lot of people don't realize that either. They get in that mindset of like I literally look at sales as free. Like if I hire a sales rep, I go, that's free to me. And they go, people are like, what do you mean that's free to you? I go, well, awesome. Like if they're X commission, how do you write that off? Right? Okay. Well, when I make this commission or I produce X dollars, I'll find a way to write it off. So it's free to me in my eyes. And in fact, I buy back more time that I don't need to do estimates anymore. And I got more revenue coming in. What a win, right?
Done.
But people don't see it that way. They go, oh my God, this is costing me more money. Well, how much is it costing you by you doing it and not closing enough deals and having production take it, you know what, and then having issues with production? That's costing you more income.
I see a lot of that with the PM switch because nobody wants to pay 60, 70, 80,000 for a production manager. They try and delay it every time.
It's crazy.
They're like, oh, well, I can sell and they're pretty self-sufficient. I don't need it. And it's like, my man, you know that when you're on that sale and you get that call from your guy and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
You know that's the worst.
100%.
So at a certain point, it's weighing on you. And you need to be able to be in the right, especially in sales and relationships and leadership, you need to be dialed. There can't be noise. So if you can say, hey, I had the PMing on autopilot. It's a machine. He's taking care of it. Of course, you train him, but at a certain point, it's on lock. Yeah, now it frees you up. Your hourly rate now goes way up.
100%.
And you're able to contribute so much more because you have the capabilities to actually lead this company and sell like a maniac. So you're limiting yourself if you have to worry about other things. Right? It's like answering the phone. It's the same thing. If I have to visit job sites, I'm doing a task that's lower than what I could actually be earning in this company.
100%. I love that you mentioned that.
Hand capping everyone.
Check out these numbers, right? What do you think the average job size is roughly from your clients? Just choose a number real quick.
6K.
6K. Let's do the math real quick off 6K. All right. So if you don't have a production manager, and I'm just doing quick math, let me pull out my calculator. Let's say by not having a production manager and you're doing sales and production, and you're saying that you can't afford 60 grand a year. Let's just say that's the number, right? Well, for every time a job can't get closed this week because you're not there and no one's there supervising, and you're distracted and you lose one sale a week because of your distraction, that's $6,000 a week of one sale. By the way, we lose more than one, by the way. I'm being generous. So
100%.
$6,000 times that by 52 weeks. You're telling me you rather shit $312,000 in the drain than to pay that $60,000 salary? Because I took $6,000 times that by 52 weeks. If you lose one deal a week that you could have closed and converted, that's $312,000 worth of revenue. What else could you have done with that $312,000? Well, you'd be booked out, right?
100%.
You'd be helping out your teams. You would be stop stressing about your production. This is the mentality that most people have. I'd rather save 60 grand and not make 312. That's like the craziest concept. But sometimes we have to be that like as we're coaching on this call right now, because that's what we're doing. We're coaching you guys right now. Literally, I just told you just lost $312,000. That should make you panic and hire a PM today and be like, dude, what if I'm missing a $500,000? Could be a 750 grand. It could be that extra 250 you needed to hit that 7 figures this year. Whatever that number is, I don't know. But just know you're losing money.
Not to mention the upsells, the cutting costs, hitting door hangers, whatever the case may be, and just generating that extra revenue, right? The culture with the guys, the retention, the training, the recruiting subs, so you can actually produce the jobs that you're selling. I mean, there's a Rolodex of things you're going to be getting out of that guy.
Yeah, man. And the craziest part, dude, I love that you said that, because that's the whole other side of things that you're missing, other than the sale that you're losing. Then, like you said, think about how many gallons of paint that are being missed or over ordered per week per crew, materials per week per crew. Dude, this thing can never end. Right? So
interesting.
We hope you guys make a decision today.
Exactly. But I think at the core of it, right, and you know, kind of go back to that quote, right? Greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He's the one who gets the people to do the greatest things.
I love that, man.
There's a lot more that happens, man. You bring on team members, you invest in them, you empower them. They're going to run the show, man. And they're going to show you what they're capable of, and you get to start to build something special, right? Yeah. And eventually they're going to say, I got this, Aiden. I got this, Joel. You know, don't worry about it. And then you just keep putting people into the place, investing in them, making their life better. Your life gets better. Your company gets better. And that's how the guys that we're seeing doing 3-5 million just copy and paste the exact strategy to another location. And these guys wonder, how do these get so big? How do you do these numbers? What do they have I don't have? And it's like, man, they made a decision. I'm going to invest in people, set them up with great, realistic expectations and systems, and build an amazing brand. And we're going to cook.
100%. And they're doing it faster than us because they know the sauce now.
A lot of guys can't see it. Even when we're telling them this right now, man, they're stuck in a spot, might be on the tools. They might be dealing with guys that have been there for a while, and they're not willing to make a change and double down on what's possible, right? Because every day that goes by, this industry gets a little tougher to navigate.
Dude, in the last 3 years, I'm like, what? Like, how fast things are changing right now.
From first PCA?
Dude, it's crazy, dude.
There was a handful of guys hitting 7 figures in that first PCA.
100%.
It was the top 100%. Of the top. A couple that we knew and we seen, and we were like, yeah, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of middle of the road, 500K, 750, kind of those guys. Now, 3, 5, 2 locations, 6, 12.
Franchising now. Like, dude, it's moving so fast. It's ridiculous. You get left in the dust if you keep thinking about it.
We had a guy hit 1.25 million in his first ever year with his painting business. That's how fast it could happen. Yeah, and a lot of guys have been spinning their wheels for 10 years in the same spot or worse, thinking, nah, I don't need it. Nah, I'm not going to make that investment. I'm not going to go to the event. I'm not going to talk to that guy.
Yeah. And then hear that sorry story about them playing in their head. Well, I don't understand why they're there. Well, it's just you don't want to understand. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. You're avoiding the truth. And the truth is you can do it. Question is are you going to do it?
I think we might have to end it on that. That was a good quote in itself.
Yeah, we can do it right there.
Cool, man. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Let's go.
We'll talk to you.
Get it.